Well, with all the economic doom and gloom that's going about, we all know that Sir Keir Starmer is desperate for a trade deal with the United States. But could it all be at risk due to a row over free speech? Hi, I'm Emily Carver, and this is GBN Originals. Now, the Telegraph newspaper has revealed that a significant free speech controversy is now threatening to derail Starmer's hopes of a trade deal with the United States. Yes, the United States State Department has taken the unprecedented step of publicly expressing its concerns regarding freedom of expression in the United Kingdom. So what's got the Americans so riled up? Well, it's the case of Livia Tisici-Bolt. Miss Tisici-Bolt, a 64-year-old anti-abortion activist, well, she's facing prosecution for displaying a sign near an abortion clinic. The State Department is closely monitoring her case with a ruling expected on Friday. It was near an abortion clinic in Bournemouth, and the sign read, "Here to talk if you want." Yes, you heard that right. In 2025, Britain, offering a simple invitation to converse, is now considered a criminal offence. This is thanks to the buffer zones that have been implemented across England and Wales by the Labour Party last October. Now, these zones prohibit any form of protest or outreach within 150 metres of abortion facilities. She said she is grateful that the US Department has expressed concerns about her case. Now, this isn't an isolated incident. It's part of a worrying trend here in the United Kingdom. The Online Safety Act, with its potential to impose hefty fines on American tech companies, is also raising eyebrows across the pond. Critics rightly argue that its broad measures to combat harmful online content could lead to excessive censorship and stifle investment. Even the US Vice President J.D. Vance confronted Sir Keir on this very issue, remember, during his recent trip to Washington. He accused the Prime Minister of infringing on free speech. Now, this is the backdrop against which the State Department has issued its stinging rebuke. And let's be honest, it's humiliating. As Jeremiah Iganubali, a lawyer for ADF International, which is sporting Miss Tisici-Bolt's case, so rightly pointed out, Britain's censorship crisis is a direct consequence of our politicians' failure to defend fundamental rights at home while hypocritically advocating for them abroad. Mr. Tisici-Bolt's words are a damning indictment of the direction this country is heading. She says it deeply saddens her that the UK is seen as an international embarrassment when it comes to free speech. It should sadden us all. So what's the government's response to all of this? Well, Downing Street, predictably, is attempting to downplay the significance of free speech in the trade negotiations, claiming that enhancing our mutually beneficial economic engagement doesn't hinge on this particular matter. Constructive discussions are ongoing. It's the same tired old platitude we always hear when politicians are trying to avoid a difficult question. The truth is, this does seem to matter to the Americans, and it matters a great deal. They certainly think so. There's usually a reason why they choose to comment on the internal affairs of another nation. The insider involved in the trade discussions remarked that there can be no free trade without free speech. It's a clear message. If you want a trade deal with the United States, you need to get your house in order when it comes to protecting fundamental freedoms. That's why Sir Keir's government has so far refrained from retaliating against Trump's protectionist measures. They're desperate to avoid jeopardizing any chance of a trade deal. Donald Trump has declared April the 2nd Liberation Day for the United States. He asserts that his planned tariffs will reduce reliance on foreign goods and stimulate the domestic economy. Among these measures, the United States president announced a 25% import tax on all cars entering the country, a move that will impact British luxury car manufacturers hard, such as Rolls-Royce and Aston Martin. The tariff is part of a broader set of import taxes scheduled to take effect on April the 2nd, which may also include a general 20% levy on UK products as a response to the UK's VAT rate. Now, these policies aim to encourage domestic production, but they've raised concerns about potential price hikes for American consumers and economic repercussions for global trade. There's even talk of a worldwide recession.
Have you been getting a load of spam in your email recently? What about random calls? It's really annoying, isn't it? Data brokers are out there collecting your personal information. Anything from your email, your full name, your address, and even your political affiliation. Cyber criminals can even use AI to mimic the voices of friends and family to trick people into sending them money. And it gets even worse. People out there are getting huge loans taken out in their names without even knowing about it. But don't worry, because the sponsor of this video, Incogni, can help. They reach out to the data brokers on your behalf and request that your information is removed from their databases. Incogni continues to make sure that your data is removed automatically from the internet via repeated removal requests. So, how can you get started? Well, step one, Hit the link in the description, create an Incogni account and tell us whose data you'd like removed. Step 2, grant Incogni the right to work on your behalf. Step 3, sit back, relax and watch Incogni work. They will update consistently so you know when your data has been removed. Incogni is risk-free for 30 days, so you can try it for yourself and you'll get a free refund if the service isn't for you. So take back your personal data today with Incogni. Use the code GBNews using the link in the description below and you'll get 60% off an annual payment plan.
The economic consequences of Trump's policies are already being felt. Stock markets around the world have plunged in response to his announcement of tariffs. These recession fears are growing and analysts are revising their growth forecast, not upwards, but downwards.
Downing Street has said this lunchtime that the UK is at an advanced stage in talks with the US, adding that good progress has been made and that all options are on the table, adding we retain the right to respond and protect our industries. US President Trump said last night he has settled on a tariff plan and that the US will be nice. In a new development, Sir Keir Starmer has been warned that there can be no free trade without free speech, as the US State Department issued a statement saying it was concerned about freedom of expression in the United Kingdom. President Trump's tariffs, including a 25% tariff on all automotive imports, are set to come into effect on his so-called Liberation Day tomorrow.
You're going to see in 2 days, which is maybe tomorrow night or probably Wednesday, you're going to see, and they're reciprocal. So whatever they charge us, we charge them, but we're being nicer than they were. We have a lot of countries, friend and foe. I always say friend and foe, but the friend in many cases is worse than the foe. They took advantage of us, and we are going to be very nice by comparison to what they were. The numbers will be lower than what they've been charging us, and in some cases maybe substantially lower, but we sort of have a world obligation perhaps. But we're going to be very nice.
But let me know what you think. Do you think it's fair enough that the Americans are concerned about free speech in this country? Or is it none of their business? Should a trade deal be purely made on economic terms? Let me know. Thank you for watching. This has been Emily Carver. Don't forget to subscribe to the GB News YouTube channel for more content like this.
At GB News, we believe in the power of free speech. We're not afraid to ask the tough questions, challenge the status quo, and give you a voice. While others silence dissent, we champion the truth. By becoming a GB News member, you're not just supporting free speech, you're defending it. Please consider supporting us today. Together, we'll hold the powerful to account and make sure that your voice is always heard. Simply go to gbnews.com/support and stand with us for what matters most.